I have a cancer. I have a cancer and find myself in the following dilemma. Should I try to let medicine save my life, even if it may mutilate me, or should I live with those illnesses and pain and meet the consequences, which could be death, candidly, without an operation? I have cancer and find myself in the following dilemma. Should I try to let medicine save my life, even if it may mutilate me? Or should I live with this illness and meet the consequences, which could be death, candidly, without an operation? You want me to decide this? Huh? This is a very serious question. We all have illnesses, pain, physical pain, perhaps some not unbearable pain. And one may have cancer, which is extraordinarily, I believe, very, very painful. Now, first let's inquire into how to meet pain. Right? Are you interested in this? How to meet pain. How do you meet pain? Look at it. You have had pain. Toothache, tummy ache, various kinds of headaches, pain. Now, how do you meet it? Rush immediately to the pill, the medicine, aspirin. So, how do you meet it? All right, let's make it much more simple. How do you meet a noise? A train goes by, 4 trains during the hour that we sit here. How do you meet that noise? We are talking, thinking over together, and this train rushes by. How do you receive it? Do you resist it? Or let this sound go through you and it's gone? You follow what I'm saying? Which is it that you do? I'm not instructing you, please. I'm not your guru, you're not my followers, I'm not your authority. Thank God. How do you meet this tremendous noise that's so disturbing? Do you let it come without any resistance and go on? You understand? Do you do that? Now, if you have pain, and speaker has had part of it, like every human being, do you allow it to end, or you want to end it with some medicine? You're following my question? Do you say you sit in a dentist's chair, The speaker has done quite a bit of it. You sit in a dentist's chair, he drills. Do you associate the pain and identify yourself with the pain? Of course, if the pain is too intense, he gives you some kind of Novocaine or whatever he gives you. But if it is not too unbearable, do you observe the pain without identifying yourself and say, my God? You follow what I'm saying? Which do you do? Is it immediate identification with the pain or disassociation and observing? When you have pain, you instinctively hold. If you are sitting on the chair, but if you don't identify with the pain, you can put your hands out quietly and bear it without too much, which means, is it possible to disassociate oneself from the actual movement of pain? Inquire into it. Don't say it is, it's not. You find out for yourself how much, how far, how deeply one can not identify, I am in great pain. You followed it? Now the question I ask is cancer. I'm sorry. And should he take medicine or operation or bear with it? I know people who have cancer. We've seen them. And they don't want to go on the table to be operated. And they bear with that enormous pain. Whether that pain affects the brain, which has its own capacity to protect itself. I don't know if you've gone into this, I'm just pointing out. You understand what I'm saying? If one has great, unbearable pain, the brain has its own capacity to protect itself against pain. The brain specialists are inquiring into this, are finding out, because I've talked to some of them, are finding out that the brain has the capacity to, or through some chemical reaction, to protect itself against not too much pain, but some pain. Don't accept my word for this. The speaker has found that out long ago, that the brain has the capacity to protect itself against danger, against pain, against certain amount of grief. Beyond that, the brain becomes unconscious. There is giving up. And the questioner says, what should I do? Right? How can the speaker decide this? Perhaps I can hold his or her hand for a while, but that's not going to solve the problem. Either one has great sense of not identifying with the pain, but it's impossible to have tremendous pain. And if one can bear without operation the extraordinary pain that one has, one must also be aware that it might injure the brain. You understand what I'm saying? Haven't you noticed this in yourself? That you can bear pain up to a point, which is the brain has the capacity to bring about some chemical responses which will safeguard it against pain. But if you have too much pain, of course, that's impossible. That question clear? What is enlightenment? Qui demande cette question? I mean, who asked this question? Huh? Sorry, give me your questions are written loud. Whether it's possible to heal. Ah, that's a different question altogether. And sir, is that what you want to ask? No, please, sir. Is it possible to heal people? Just, sir, sorry, I won't, unless you write out the question, I won't answer it.
No, sir. It is because people are suffering of cancer, but it is possible to heal it. Natural.
I'm going to sit down, sir, please. If you don't mind, I'll explain it. The question is, just a minute, sir, don't agree or agree. Let's examine it. There are people who heal by putting their hands on somebody. Wait a minute, sir, it has been proved. Don't agree or disagree. For God's sake, look. There are people in India, and there are several people in England who have this capacity. Nothing spiritual, divine, etc., that by putting their hands on somebody's head who has a great deal of pain, they seem to cure the pain. And if I may, the speaker has done it. Don't turn up to be healed. Quite a lot. And please remember, don't please want to be healed by me. Go to somebody else. And it is possible. But to have such healing capacity, really deeply, there must be no shadow of selfishness. It's not healing and give me money. There must be no quiver of selfishness, of the center me, heal. That's a totally different matter.